To the 2005 County Junior A football final replay between the men from the Western Seaboard Naomh and the men from the town Eire. As I mentioned, this is a replay. In the previous match they drew 110 to 13 points, 110 for Naomh, 13 points for Eire, and indeed at half time in that game they were level as well. Will extra time be needed today to separate these teams? Michael McGann points out to the sideline. He's looking for a ball to get this 2005 County Junior A football replay underway. He has a very experienced team. He has Michael Talty on the line, and he has Tommy Stackpool on the far line. All things ready now for the throw-in. Will Eire gain their 5th title, or will Naomh get their 3rd title? Previous titles won by Naomh in the years 91 and 97. So it's all of 8 years since their last title. Eire dealt a hammer blow before the throw-in. They've lost Rory O'Brien to injury. Ball thrown into the middle of the field. Number 9, Martin Hawk, breaks away with the ball. He throws into number 5, Pat Geaney. Pat is going through the middle. Pat is fouled by the Eire number 4, Brian Honan. Referee wags a finger and calls him to him. Ball kicked long and through by Seamus Boland and over the bar for the first score of the 2005 Junior A football final replay. And the ball is ready for the kick out. Eire goalkeeper Billy Woods to kick this left-footed out to the middle of the field. Ball drops in the middle of the field. It's contested by Martin Hawk. Martin Hawk delivers the ball brilliantly to Martin Downs. Martin is surrounded out to his number 10, Garrod Hennessy. Garrod comes down the middle over to Seamus Boland. Great ball from Seamus Boland into the middle. Michael Ledan tips it over to Brendan Ledan. Brendan is beaten for the ball. Now comes the number 2 for Eire, Eugene McNamara. Eugene gets it out to Robbie Malone. Robbie across the middle. It comes to Brian Frawley. Brian kicks long. Picked up by number 10 or number 14, Robert Ford. Robert has the ball in his hands. He kicks a nice ball into Brian Lenihan. Brian tries a shot from an awkward angle and it's signalled wide by the umpire. Very lively opening here by both teams. Naomh lead on a score of 1 point to no score. The point coming from a free by Seamus Boland. Eire dealt a hammer blow before the throw-in. They lost their very influential forward Rory O'Brien. He scored 5 points from play in the drawn game, but he's replaced by an equally capable player in Brian Lenihan. Ball to be kicked out by John Keating. John kicks long into the middle of the field. Tremendous kick out. Referee deems Martin Downs to have pushed his opponent there, so it's a free in for Eire. Robbie Malone has the ball in his hands. He's looking up for somebody to run into space. He decides to go long into the edge of the square. Ball free. Kieran Keaton takes a quick free out to Martin Hawk. Martin uses the fist pass over to Garrod Hennessy. Garrod gives it back to his number 2, Thomas Hanrahan. Thomas out to Pa Geaney. Pa runs up along this wing. This is his 2nd involvement in play since the game began. Pa cuts inside. He's unsure. He's twisting. He's turning. He gets the ball back to his number 12, Martin Ledan. Martin finds Tony Doherty. Tony lets it out to Martin Downs. Very sharp play. Is it working for Naomh? It's picked up. Ball kicked high. And ball kicked over the bar. The scorer there was Tony Doherty. Tony came all the way up from half back. There's a great hunger about Naomh today. They're really pressing forward in numbers. The defenders are attacking in waves. So the score is 2 points to no score. 1 point from a free for Seamus Boland and a point from play by Tony Doherty. Tony had a couple of passes to play in that movement. Ball kicked out by Billy Woods into the middle of the field. Up goes Martin Downs, breaks it down. It comes to Robbie Malone. Robbie is fouled. He lays it off to his number 15, Barry Donnelly, captain of the side. Michael Ledan, captain of Naomh. Ball kicked long in towards Robert Ford. It breaks down to Brian Lenihan. Brian cuts inside. He's going in along the in-line. He's chased by 2 Naomh defenders. Pat Foley gets the grips of him. The ball still hasn't gone out. The referee deems a foul tackle by an Eire forward And the ball is kicked long by Pat Foley out to number 10, Garrod Hennessy. Garrod cuts inside, sends a nice ball in towards Michael Ledan. Back to Garrod Hennessy again. Garrod kicks it diagonally towards Seamus Boland. Seamus goes down on the ball. He twists, he turns. He's well robbed by the number 2, Eugene McNamara. Pa Geaney has the ball. Pa going up the left wing. Pa has played a lot of part in this movement. Seamus Boland up along the wing. He has Michael Ledan for company. He loses possession. Shoulder from Michael Ledan onto the number 6. Niall Daly deemed to be a foul by the referee. Michael began, so a free out to Eire. Very positive start by Naomh. 5 minutes gone in the 2005 Junior A replay. Free to be taken by Shawnee Line. Shawnee looks for Brian Frawley. He's well beaten by Martin Hock. Ball breaks. Picked up by Robbie Malone. Robbie gets it back into Shawnee Line. Shawnee comes out to the middle. Gets a long clearance up to the forwards. Well read by Tony Doherty. Ball with Pat Foley. Pat goes long into the Eire square. Michael Ledan, was he held back? Was the ball touched on the ground by Shawnee Line? It looked it from here. Number 9, Brian Frawley. The ball is now with Barry Donnelly, captain of the Eire team. Barry is fouled. Great pace about this game. Perfect conditions today in Clare. Ball to roll. Barry Donnelly breaks through the tackle. Gives it off to Brian Frawley. Brian is dispossessed by that man Pa Geaney again. Pa's made a very positive start to this county final. Gets it inside to Garrod Hennessy. Garrod gets the ball into the number 14, Dermot Keating. Dermot kicks long to Seamus Boland. Seamus has the ball in the left wing about on the 20 metre line. He cuts across. He's well shadowed. He gets it out to number 17, Brendan Ledan, but unfortunately Brendan's finish is not accurate and he registers the first wide for Naomh. One wide apiece, but most importantly on the scoreboard, Naomh have 2 points and Eire have no score. 7 minutes gone in the 2005 County Junior Football Final replay. Brian Lennon has come into the Eire team for Rory O'Brien at the start. Rory had an injury, he didn't succeed in getting over that injury, so Brian has come in. Brendan Ledan has replaced Vincent Hanrahan in corner forward position on the Naomh team. Naomh looking for their 3rd title. The ref has gone out to the middle of the field. He's speaking to Barry Donnelly and he's given a yellow card to Barry Donnelly. Barry Donnelly receives a yellow card, as does Thomas Hanrahan. Ball kicked out by Billy Woods, drops down between Martin Hock and he's opposite number 9, Brian Frawley. Ball kicked long. Brian Lennon gets out to it. Ball is dropped by Pat Foley. Attempted clearance. Ball breaking loose. Tony Doherty. Fouled by Martin Hock on the number 4 for Eire, who's Brian Honan. Ball back to Robbie Malone. Robbie looks up and after the players in the Naomh part of the field. Ball kicked to Brian Lenihan, who's well marshalled by Kieran Keating. Brian Lennon has the ball. He takes on Kieran Keating. He's robbed by Kieran Keating and he fouls Kieran Keating. Great defensive work by Kieran Keating. Kieran kicks long. Not accurate. It goes to number 4, Brian Honan. Honan cuts down the centre of the Naomh defence. He's fouled. There's a clash. Clash between Martin Ledan, accidental collision between Martin Ledan and Brian Honan. The referee's giving a foul. It's a free into Eire and it's on the 45. Almost in front of the goals. Tony Doherty getting a stern lecture from the referee and he gets a yellow card. Yellow card for Tony Doherty. The referee has dished out a number of yellow cards so far. 3 yellow cards, 1 to Thomas Hanrahan, 1 to Tony Doherty. That's 2 on the Naomh side and 1 to Barry Donnelly on the Eire team. Eire looking for their 5th Junior A title. Naomh looking for their 3rd Junior A title. Naomh were last successful in '97, all of 8 years ago. It's the real David and Goliath clash, the men from the town with all the resources against the team from the western seaboard, Naomh. Free to be taken on the 45. Kick long by Robert Ford, kick long and high, is he accurate? And the ball is over the bar. That's a tremendous free from Robert Ford from 45 metres. He gave it plenty of elevation and he had plenty of accuracy. Very experienced sideline team here as well for Eire. James Hanran, the former #1 goalie for Clare, accompanied by Ken Hickey and Ted Finn. And in the Naomh corner you have John Fennell, Joe Gorman, Jerk Crotty and Oliver Keating. An intriguing game, very positive start to this 2005 County Junior Football Final replay. 11 minutes gone. Kick out to be taken by John Keating of Naomh. Tremendous kick by John, drops in the middle of the field. Ball breaks. It's won by Garrod Hennessy. Garrod to Pat Foley. Ball by Dermot Keating into the corners, won by Brian Honan. Brian lays it off. Number 13, John Mulcahy. John Mulcahy fouls number 7, Tony Doherty. Naomh half back line doing very well at the moment. Tony Doherty and Pat Geeney playing quite well. Pat Foley, the centre half back, comes over to take the free. Instructions to the Naomh forwards to move in. Long ball from Pat. Looks for Michael Ledan. This is Michael's first real involvement in the game since we started. He's cutting through the Eire defence. He's fouled by the number 4, Brian Honan. And it's a free into Naomh. An excellent ball from Pat Foley up into the corner. Found Michael Ledan. Michael took on his man, cut through the Eire defence, and they had no option but to foul him. Very kickable free here now for Seamus Boland. Seamus, the number 11, he's hoping to put his 2nd point on the board after 12 minutes of this County Junior A football final replay. Seamus kicks it high and he kicks it through. So 2 frees for Seamus Boland. 1 point from play from Tony Doherty. And a very important incision into the Eire defence there by Michael Ledan. Michael was very influential in the drawn game. Has got little to do so far, but the bit he has to do is very important. The pace has dropped a little, not surprisingly, after the very hectic start by both teams. Kick out for Eire to be taken by Billy Woods. Billy left-legged. Comes out. Launches the ball into the middle of the field against the slight breeze. Picked up by number 9, Brian Frawley. Fergus Flynn. Into number 13, John Mulcahy. John Mulcahy to the number 10, David Ryan. David crosses the edge of the square. Well picked out by Kieran Lynch. Kieran gets it to Dermot Keating. Dermot is moving forward slowly, gives it off to Michael Ledan. Michael twists and turns, kicks the ball diagonally, but it's well cut out by the Eire defence. A poor ball there from Michael Ledan. It's with Brian Frawley. To Niall Daly. Niall is crossing the field. He's turning, he doesn't have anywhere to go. He pulls in the ball, it's picked up by Martin Hawk. Martin Hawk out to Martin Downs. Martin Downs is deemed to have thrown the ball. Naomh don't agree with that decision. Ball is in the hands of Fergus Flynn. No movement in that Eire forward line. Kieran Keating gets up over Brian Lenihan. Clears the ball. Tony Doherty is fouled. Tony looks to take the quick free, he's impeded, and Tony decides to go long. He finds Michael Ledan. It's a bit high for Michael. Picked up by Shawnee Line. Shawnee breaks out of defence, takes a return pass. Gives the ball out to his number 10, David Ryan. Back to number 5, Paul Madden. Paul kicks it long. It's well won by the number 2, Thomas Hanrahan. To Pat Foley. Pat is on his bike, moving up the centre of the Eire defence. Poor pass to Michael Ledan. Picked up by Robbie Malone. Robbie kicks it long between Kieran Keaton and his opposite number, Brian Lenihan. Ball picked up by Tony Doherty. Was he fouled? Gets it away to Martin Hawk. Ref plays advantage. Dermot Keating tackled by Brian Frawley. Even though Brian is wearing the number 9, he's wearing the wrong jersey. Player gone to ground. It's gone a little bit messy now around the middle of the field. Barry Donnelly and Dermot Keating exchanging greetings. Dermot is called aside by the referee, Michael McGann. Michael is keeping a strict hand on happenings today. Will he be dishing out a yellow card to Dermot Keating? If he does, it'll be Naomh's third yellow card inside 15 minutes of this count, and it is indeed a yellow card for Dermot Keating. They'll be happy to be leading 3 points to 1, but they're also leading 3 yellow cards to 1. A little slippage in discipline in the Naomh team. Robert Ford has the ball in his hands. Can he repeat the previous score? He's a little bit further out. He's going for it. Kicks long. It's high, but it's to the left, and it's gone wide. So Eire registered their second wide of the half. Naomh on 1 wide. But most importantly on the scoreboard, Naomh lead 3 points to 1. A bout of poor passing has crept into the Naomh play over the last few minutes. Eire are playing into a slight breeze. It's a lovely day for football here in Clare. Perfect conditions really when you consider the time of the year we have, well into November. Ball kicked out by John Keating, drops in the middle of the field. Picked up by John Mulcahy, back to Robbie Malone. Robbie looks up, kicks it towards Robert Ford. Back over to David Ryan. David Ryan trying to find Fergus Flynn. Fergus picks the ball up. He's got a lot of short passing here now. Number 11, Brendan Rochford. It tailster has not gone wide. It's picked up by Brian Frawley. Brian is straight in from his midfield position. Well blocked down by Kieran Lynch. Ball picked up by Barry Donnelly. A bout of pulling and dragging. Very late decision there by Michael McGann. He took his time making that decision. That's a controversial decision by Michael McGann, but he's the man that counts, and he's decided it's a free in. Now, the ball is on the ground. He's moved away from the play, and it's a free into Eire to be taken by Barry Donnelly. A chance for Barry to reduce the deficit. They're 2 points behind at the moment. They've won 3 points, Eire 1. 17 minutes gone in the county junior final of 2005. Barry kicks and he registers another wide for Eire. Eire 3 wides, Naomh 1 wide, but Naomh have the most important lead. They lead on the scoreboard 3 points to 1. Will the County Junior A title of 2005 rest back in the villages of Cross and Kilbaha tonight, or will it go to the capital of the county, that is to Ennis? Kick out to be taken by John Keating. Possession being won regularly now by Eire in the middle of the field, even though they're not transferring that to the scoreboard. Kick long by John Keating. Ball drops in the middle of the field. Brian Frawley rises. Well picked by Dermot Keating. Best bit of fielding today. Dermot goes to ground. Lays it off back to number 2, Thomas Hanrahan. Thomas kicks blindly down the field, straight into the hands of the waiting Robbie Malone. Robbie kicks a beautiful diagonal ball over to his number 10, David Ryan. David looks inside. Ball half intercepted by Martin Downs, picked up by number 4, Kieran Keating. Kieran kicks long, picked up again by Niall Daly. Niall, bit of interplay, Niall receives it again. A very, very high tackle. Was that by Martin Downs? Some of the Eire players don't like that tackle. It looks like Martin Downs will be the 4th Naomh player to make his way into the referee's yellow book. Some handbag stuff developing over there now. Rather messy. Referee calls Martin Downs aside to give him a stern lecture. Fergus Flynn gets to his feet gingerly after that tackle. And yes, a yellow is dished out to Martin Downs in the middle of the field for Naomh. Ball in the hands of Robert Ford. Robert has already 1 point from a free. Is this asking too much? He's on the 45-metre line, but he's way out on the sideline. Kicking out towards the car park and kicking into the teeth of a light breeze. Referee is after giving a black card to Paul Medal, and as a result he's going to throw up the ball for whatever happened. Ball has been thrown up between Robert Ford and Martin Downs is arriving. Ford had the ball, Martin Downs bends down, picks it up, breaks out of a ruck of players. Lays the ball off. Gearóid Hennessy is fouled. Fouled by Barry Donnelly. The referee decides to give Barry Donnelly a ticking. Gearóid is slow to rise to his feet. Pat Foley walks over, gives instructions to Martin Downs to move on. He's going to take this free. And he'll be looking for Seamus Boland and indeed for Michael Ledan. Robbie Malone playing very well in the centre of the Eire defence, has cut out a lot of dangerous ball down there. Indeed, it's that man Malone again. Foul on Shawnee Line. Ball given to Fergus Flynn. Fergus ducks inside, moving up through the Naomh defence. He's faced by Martin Downs. He gets the ball in, gives it away to Tony Doherty. Tony kicks long. Michael Ledan is in space. He's chased by Robbie Malone. Robbie given the duty today, keeping an eye on Ledan. He cuts inside. He's moving across. He's getting in line for a shot. He takes a fantastic score. Okay, ball to be kicked out by Eire keeper Billy Woods. Billy kicks long, drops on the 45. Well contested by Robert Ford. He doesn't succeed in holding on to the ball. Picked up by Dermot Keating. Dermot to Michael Ledan on his left foot. Is it a good one? No, it's gone to the right and wide. So Michael has registered his second wide in a number of minutes. Teams level and wides. Naomh 3, Eire 3. Most importantly in the scoreboard, Naomh lead by 4 points to 1. But twice in the drawn game they led by 4 points on 2 occasions in that drawn game. They didn't succeed in holding on. Will the same pattern develop today? Billy Woods getting very busy over the last few minutes. Billy kicks out, drops again just beyond the 45. Contested by Dermot Keating. Referee calls and gives a free to Eire. 25 minutes gone in this match. Ball kicked by Fergus Flynn. Well cut out by Gearóid Hennessy. He's playing a lot of ball today. To Tony Doherty, who's very influential for Naomh. Back to Gearóid Hennessy. Some nice football here by Naomh. To Seamus Boland. He's cutting across the field. He ships a couple of tackles. He kicks long, but he kicks high and he kicks wide. Nice interplay there between Tony Doherty, Gearóid Hennessy and Seamus Boland. Seamus was put under enough pressure by the Eire defenders to kick that ball wide. Breeze seems to be rising here today in Clare. Naomh lead by 4 points to 1, but they're aided by a breeze which is stiffening by the minute. Again, Billy Woods is kicked out, getting very busy. Ball drops again, just on the 45, well contested by Martin Downs. Dermot Keating has picked it up, and Dermot earns a free from the referee, Michael McGann. Who will take this free? Michael Ledan took one from a similar angle, or Michael Ledan took it from a similar angle, a number of minutes ago, put it wide. Seamus Boland, the usual free taker, is addressing this. A difficult kick. Breeze at his back and he's out to the right. It doesn't suit a right-legged kick-up. He's going straight on, difficult technique. As he brought it in, he kicked across the ball, but it has gone left and wide. So Naomh have registered their 5th wide of this half. Eire got 3 wides. Naomh lead on the scoreboard 4 points to 1. The pendulum has swung in Naomh's favour over the last 5 minutes. Eire had a period of dominance, they didn't convert it into scores. Now it's Naomh's turn not to convert their period of dominance into scores. Billy Woods, middle of the field. Up goes Robert Ford. He comes down. Great bit of fielding by Robert Ford. Referee, what signal is he making? Is he pointing for a free in? given the free, yes, Eire Og have earned their free. Robbie Malone kicks long towards his number 13, John Mulcahy. John turns. What'll he do with it? He's looking for players in space. He's going into the centre of the Naomh own defence. He's pulled. Referee calls a foul. The ball has been given to Robert Ford. Robert scored Eire Og's only score from a similar distance. Can he repeat the trick? Robert, of course. Is he on target? It looks very good. It's an excellent score from Robert Ford. "28 minutes gone in the 2005 County Junior Football Final replay, first half. Ball kicked out by John Keating, drops in the middle of the field. Robert Ford contests, picked up again by Robbie Malone. At this stage, probably man of the match, certainly on the Eire Og side. Out to his number 10, David Ryan. Back to Robbie again. Robbie has a very cultured left foot. Bit high is it for Brian Lenihan. Lenihan pulls away. He's fouled. He was fouled by Kieran Keating. Eire Og are not happy that he didn't get the advantage. Ball again to be picked up by Robert Ford. More difficult shot than his previous two. He's further out towards the sideline. On the open side here in Clare. It would be some feat to put this over. He kicks long. It's gone out to the right. Is it gone wide? Yes. Ball has gone wide, particularly on the Naomh own side. 6 wides for Naomh Owen, 4 wides for Eire Og. John Keating kicks the ball long. Drops on top of Martin Downs and Robert Ford. Very strong fist by Robert Ford. Barry Donnelly, soccer style, lays it off to his number 10, David Ryan. There's a bit of kicking going on, that a wild kick. Wild kick by Naomh Owen defender. Gives an easier free to Robert Ford. It's picked up by Barry Donnelly. Barry Donnelly to take this free for Eire Og. Can he put the minimum between the teams as we approach half-time in the 2005 County Junior Football Final? Barry Donnelly, captain of the team. The responsibility has been handed over to Barry to take this free. Robert Ford has already converted 2 frees for Eire Og. Can Barry make this 3? Barry kicks long, he kicks high. Has it the legs? Indeed it has. Eire Og have registered their 3rd point, all from frees of this first half. Naomh Owen have 4 points, 1 from play by Michael Adan, 1 from play by Tony Doherty, and 2 frees by Seamus Boland. All of Eire Og's scores in this first half have come from frees, 2 from Robert Ford and 1 from Barry Donnelly. Switch on the Eire Og team. Robert Ford has gone out to midfield, Fergus Flynn has gone into centre forward, and Pat Foley, and the referee calls a halt to the first half of the 2005 Junior Football Final, a half in which Eire Og are 1 point behind. Naomh Owen 4 points, Eire Og 3 points. Welcome back to the second half of the 2005 Junior Football Final replay between Eire Og and Naomh Owen. On the scoreboard, Naomh Owen lead by 4 points to 3. Change on the Naomh Owen team. Vincent Hanrahan, number 13, comes in for Brendan Ledan, number 17. Middle of the field now we have Brian Frawley and number 11 for Eire Og, Brendan Rochford. Fergus Flynn has gone to centre forward. Barry Donnelly is out wing forward and Pagini. Robert Ford has gone back into his full forward position. Ball picked up by Brendan Rochford, lays it back again to number 7, Robbie Malone. Out to number 10, David Ryan. He's well shepherded by Tony Doherty. The ball kicked long into the Naomh Owen defence. Was there a push? Referee gives a push on the